Nobody expected the night to explode the way it did, but the moment the clip dropped, everything changed in seconds. At exactly 1:43 a.m., a shaky video allegedly showing Pierre confronting Iman Shumpert over the situation involving Teyana ignited the internet like a five-alarm fire. Fans weren't just shocked, they were stunned into silence before erupting into full-blown chaos. Because what was heard in those first few seconds didn't sound like ordinary drama. It sounded like the moment everything finally snapped. The voice believed to be Aaron cut through the noise with a line so sharp it sent chills across social media. "You thought nobody would find out? But I've seen everything." That sentence alone detonated thousands of reactions in minutes. Screenshots flooded timelines. Alleged leaked messages began circulating. And suddenly, what once looked like quiet tension turned into a public war that nobody could control. But the
because it's what these hands would be. He literally shot me. He wasn't even hurt. He was even shot. You just said that's what he was. Show me what he was. Show me.
The real shock came seconds later when another voice jumped in, louder, angrier, and filled with raw emotion. People claimed it sounded like Iman pushing back, refusing to back down. As the confrontation spiraled into something far more intense than anyone imagined. Then whispers began spreading that Teyana's name had been mentioned during the argument. And that's when the situation turned nuclear. Within minutes, insiders started hinting that this wasn't just a misunderstanding. It was the result of weeks of hidden resentment, secret conversations, and a betrayal so personal that once it surfaced, there was no putting the lid back on the chaos. And just when fans thought the video was the worst of it, a second leak surfaced, one that allegedly captured the moment. Emotions completely broke down, and what was said in that recording made even the loudest supporters go completely silent. The moment that second leak surfaced, the mood online shifted from curiosity to full-blown panic. What had started as whispers and speculation suddenly felt dangerously real. Like the curtain had been ripped open on a confrontation nobody was meant to see. Within minutes, accounts began reposting fragments of what they claimed were private messages. And each new screenshot added fuel to a fire that was already burning out of control. One message that spread like wildfire allegedly showed tension building long before the confrontation ever happened. The words looked calm on the surface, but the tone underneath felt sharp. It's like someone trying to keep peace while silently losing patience. Lines like "we're not doing this again, and I warned you" once already appeared across timelines, leaving fans scrambling to figure out who sent them and what moment had pushed things to the breaking point. Then came the moment that truly rattled the internet. A short audio recording began circulating, grainy, distorted, but impossible to ignore. Listeners claimed the voice sounded eerily like Pierre, speaking in a low, tense tone that carried the weight of someone who had reached the end of their patience. In the recording, the voice allegedly said, "I kept quiet because I respected the situation." But respect only works when it goes both ways. That line alone sent shockwaves through fan communities. Suddenly, theories multiplied faster than anyone could keep up with. Some believed the tension had been brewing for months, hidden behind polite smiles and staged appearances. Others insisted that the situation involving Teyana had been misinterpreted from the start, and that outsiders had only seen a fraction of what was really happening behind closed doors. But just as fans began debating who was right and who was wrong, another shocking twist dropped without warning. A viral thread appeared from an account claiming to have witnessed a private confrontation days before the first leak hit the internet. According to the post, the atmosphere had been tense from the moment everyone entered the room. Conversations were short. Eye contact was avoided. And when the subject allegedly turned toward boundaries and respect, everything exploded in seconds. The thread described raised voices, sharp gestures, and a moment where someone allegedly slammed their hand against a table, so hard that the sound echoed through the entire space. That detail alone made readers feel like they were standing inside the room, watching the tension unfold in real time. Then came another alleged message, one that fans claimed showed frustration boiling over into raw anger. The text read, "You don't get to play innocent after what you did." That single line spread like wildfire, leaving thousands of viewers convinced that something serious had taken place long before the public caught wind of the drama. And as speculation spiraled, attention shifted toward Iman Shumpert. With fans dissecting every past interaction and interview clip they could find, old videos resurfaced. Past appearances were replayed. Even the smallest gestures were analyzed like clues in a mystery nobody could solve. Meanwhile, social media turned into a battlefield. Hashtags exploded across platforms, with supporters on both sides arguing fiercely over who was telling the truth. Some users claimed Aaron had every right to speak up, insisting that loyalty had been tested one too many times. Others pushed back, arguing that the situation had been blown out of proportion and that assumptions were being made without full context. But the most unsettling development came when a new video surfaced late that night. The clip was short, barely 10 seconds long, but its impact was massive. It allegedly showed two figures standing face to face in what looked like a heated standoff. Their body language screamed confrontation. One figure leaned forward aggressively, while the other stood firm, refusing to step back. Fans replayed the footage endlessly, trying to make sense of every movement. Some swore the taller figure looked like Aaron. Others insisted the stance resembled Iman, but without clear audio. The mystery only deepened on the speculation, only grew louder. Then another bombshell dropped. An anonymous account claiming insider access released what they described as the message that changed everything. The screenshot showed a line that made the entire situation feel darker than anyone expected. "If this goes public, there's no fixing it." That sentence hit like thunder. Fans began questioning whether the situation had crossed a point of no return long before the leaks began. Some believed it hinted at secrets so explosive that even those involved were terrified of what might happen if the truth came out. Meanwhile, whispers began spreading that emotions behind the scenes were spiraling beyond control. According to circulating rumors, someone involved had reportedly broken down shortly after the confrontation. The description painted a chaotic scene, raised voices echoing through hallways, frantic phone calls made in the middle of the night, and messages sent that went unanswered, that silence that followed those unanswered messages made the situation feel even heavier. Then came yet another twist that sent shockwaves across the internet. A second audio clip surfaced, longer than the first and far more intense. Listeners claimed the voice sounded strained, like someone fighting to keep their emotions from spilling over. At one point, the speaker allegedly said, "You crossed a line I told you never to cross." That line alone sent viewers into panic mode. Speculation erupted instantly. What line had been crossed? What moment had pushed everything to this level of chaos? And why did it sound like the speaker had reached the absolute edge of their patience? But just when the tension seemed impossible to top, another rumor surfaced that changed everything. According to a rapidly spreading post, Teyana Taylor had reportedly reacted privately to the growing chaos surrounding her name. Though no official statement appeared, insiders claimed her silence wasn't commit, was calculated, careful, and filled with emotion that hadn't yet been released publicly. That detail alone made fans nervous, because silence in moments like this rarely means peace. It usually means something massive is about to unfold. And, as if the situation wasn't already spiraling fast enough, another claim surfaced late into the night, one suggesting that an unreleased recording existed, locked away, waiting for the right moment to drop. Not a short clip, not a grainy video, but a full recording that, allegedly, captured the most explosive moment of the entire confrontation, the kind of recording that could shift blame, destroy reputations, and rewrite the entire story in seconds. And according to the whispers spreading across timelines, that recording wasn't just a rumor anymore. Someone had it, and they were deciding whether to release it. The tension reached a breaking point the very moment rumors started spreading that the full recording wasn't just sitting somewhere in secrecy anymore. It had allegedly been shared with a small circle of insiders who were now debating whether releasing it would ignite an even bigger explosion. Social media turned into a countdown clock, with fans refreshing timelines every few seconds, convinced that the next drop would rewrite everything they thought they understood about the feud between Pierre and Iman Shumpert. Then, just before sunrise, another post appeared. This one didn't look like speculation. It looked calculated. The caption was simple but terrifying. You wanted the truth. Be careful what you ask for. Attached beneath it was what appeared to be a blurred screenshot of an audio file, labeled with a date that matched. The night insiders claimed the confrontation had exploded into chaos within seconds. The internet lost its mind. Fans began speculating about what could possibly be inside that file. Some believed it would reveal the exact moment tensions boiled over. Others feared it would expose conversations never meant to be heard by the public. And as theories piled up, attention shifted once again to Teyana Taylor, whose silence had now become the loudest presence in the entire situation. Then came the unexpected twist that nobody predicted. A viral account claiming to have direct knowledge of the situation released a written summary of what they alleged was inside the recording. According to the post, the audio captured a heated exchange where voices overlapped. Accusations flew and emotions spiraled out of control faster than anyone could calm them. The description painted a picture so intense that readers felt their hearts racing just imagining it. The alleged summary claimed that Aaron's voice sounded sharp, frustrated, and dangerously close to snapping. The words described him demanding answers, pushing for clarity, and refusing to let the situation be brushed aside. Meanwhile, the voice believed to be Iman reportedly pushed back just as strongly, refusing to accept blame and defending his position with equal intensity. Fans reading the summary began arguing instantly. Some insisted the confrontation proved Aaron had been pushed too far. Others argued that Iman had every right to defend himself. But what truly sent chills across timelines was the claim that at one point during the recording, a third voice briefly entered the conversation, one that listeners believed might belong to someone desperately trying to calm the situation before it spiraled into something irreversible. That detail alone made the story feel heavier than ever, because if a third voice had stepped in, it meant the situation wasn't just tense, it was dangerously close to exploding beyond control. Then another shockwave hit. A grainy video surfaced, showing what appeared to be a vehicle leaving a location at high speed shortly after the alleged confrontation took place. The footage was dark, unclear, and shaky, but the timing matched the supposed moment emotions reached their peak. Viewers began speculating that someone had stormed off immediately after the argument, unable to stay in the same space any longer. Hashtags surged again, trending faster than anyone could track them. Meanwhile, reaction videos flooded timelines from commentators who claimed the situation felt like a powder keg ready to ignite. Some warned that releasing the full recording could permanently damage relationships. Others argued that the truth needed to come out no matter how explosive it might be. Then came the moment that truly rattled fans. A new set of alleged messages began circulating, this time showing what looked like a late-night exchange, filled with exhaustion and anger. The messages appeared emotional, scattered, and raw, like someone typing through frustration rather than calm reflection. One message that caught widespread attention read, "You pushed me into a corner and expected me to stay silent." That single sentence hit like lightning. Fans began speculating that the emotional pressure had been building quietly for weeks, maybe even months, before finally exploding into the confrontation. Everyone was now dissecting, but just when the situation seemed impossible to escalate further, another rumor surfaced, one that changed the tone completely. According to a rapidly spreading thread, someone involved had allegedly experienced a full emotional breakdown after realizing how far the situation had spiraled. The description painted a devastating image: raised voices turning into silence, silence turning into tears, and tension collapsing into pure exhaustion. That rumor made fans uneasy because breakdowns don't happen without pressure, and pressure like this doesn't fade easily. Then came yet another unexpected twist. A short audio clip leaked briefly before being deleted moments later, leaving only fragments saved by quick-thinking viewers. Those who claimed to hear it described a voice trembling with anger and frustration, repeating the same line more than once: "This should have never happened." That phrase echoed across social media like thunder. Speculation intensified again. What exactly had never happened? What decision had pushed everything past the point of recovery? And why did it sound like regret had entered the picture just as strongly as anger? Meanwhile, fans noticed something else that made the situation feel even more ominous: silence from all sides. No public statements. No official clarifications. Just an eerie quiet that felt heavier than any argument. That silence made people nervous, because in moments like this, silence often means decisions are being made behind closed doors. Then came the claim that changed everything once again. A widely shared post alleged that the full recording, the one insiders had been whispering, about 4 days, was scheduled to be released if tensions continued escalating. The threat alone made timelines erupt with panic. As viewers realized that the situation wasn't calming down, it was building toward something bigger, much bigger. And just when the tension felt unbearable, another mysterious post appeared late into the night. It contained no video, no audio, no screenshots, just a chilling line written in bold letters: "Once this drops, nobody walks away the same." That message spread faster than any leak before it. Fans stayed awake, refreshing timelines, waiting for the moment everything would explode again. Comment sections filled with predictions, warnings, and heated debates about who would be affected the most once the truth finally surfaced. And as midnight approached, a final rumor began circulating, one that suggested the recording wasn't just explosive. It was devastating. Not just for reputations, not just for friendships, but for everything connected to this situation. Because according to the whispers, spreading like wildfire across social media, once the full recording finally surfaced, there would be no apology strong enough to fix what was about to break. And now you see why the internet can't look away. Because what's unfolding here doesn't feel finished. It feels like the calm right before the biggest explosion yet. Every leak, every message, every whispered insider claim has only made the tension thicker. And the truth is still hanging in the air like a storm waiting to strike. The most chilling part is that nobody knows when the next drop will hit. But everyone knows it's coming. This is exactly the kind of moment where stories flip overnight. One new recording, one unexpected reaction, one emotional confession, and suddenly everything you thought you understood gets turned upside down. That's why people across social media are glued to their screens right now, refreshing timelines, watching for the next viral clip that could change the narrative in seconds. So if you've made it this far, don't just sit back and watch from the sidelines. Jump into the conversation right now. Hit that like button so more people can see what's unfolding. 'Cause the louder the story gets, the faster new details start surfacing. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think crossed the line, and who's hiding the biggest secret? The comment section is already heating up, and your opinion could spark the next major debate. And most importantly, subscribe right now, because missing the next update on a story like this isn't just falling behind. It's being completely left out when the truth finally hits. The next leak could land at any moment, and when it does, you'll want to be right here, front row, watching every shocking twist unfold in real time. Every shocking twist unfold in real time.